Learning to code is actually very difficult, and I think that for most people who are learning to code, you're approaching the topic very wrongly. Just like any habit that you want to form, it's always better to come up with a system that actually works for you so that you can be able to nurture the habit of learning that skill or learning that trade. When you're learning to code, this is no different. Coming up with a system that works for you and aligns with your day job or your daily routine helps you to be able to learn coding very well. This idea is what James Clear mentions in his book about building a system. So building a system works in this way. You come up with an idea of what your daily routine is and try to align your new habits in the way that it doesn't distract your daily routine. Coming up with a system would probably look like this. Coming up with an idea of trying to learn to code, say 6 hours a day, is going to get you burnt out very quickly and yields no results at all. But if you come up with an idea to learn to code just 1 hour a day and you still have time for your daily routines, that would be a perfect system for you if you're learning to code. It's always best to come up with an idea of what you are looking to become before you delve into learning a programming language. When you have a system, you can come up with a good schedule to learn to code, and you can be able to draw a habit out of this. You can come up with an idea of how many hours you're going to be dedicating to learning to code and how long you are willing to keep that schedule. So in my case, I can come up with an idea of learning to code HTML and CSS for 1 month using just 1 hour a day, and I think that would be a good schedule for me, and that is a system that will actually work for me, adding that to a day job that I'm already keeping. Common mistake I see a lot of people make is the excitement of learning to code, and that excitement doesn't last for a long time, so it's short-lived and will almost make you feel like you are not doing anything at all. Just basing your intentions of learning to code on the mere excitement of learning to code is literally not enough. You end up buying a course and learning nothing out of it at all. I'm sure by now you are feeling guilty because you are probably one of those people doing that. It's always better to learn to code based on the drive that you have instead of the excitement that you're having. So say you are really passionate about learning to code because you want to get into software engineering. That is a good motive to be able to start coding, and it gives you a sense of direction as to why you are learning to code and how long you are willing to learn to code. So let's say at this point you have a purpose for which you are learning to code, and you have a good system that works for you, and you've come up with a good schedule to learning to code. Your next question will be what to learn to code, because there are lots of programming languages out there that you can literally swim into and try to build a career out of it. So if you are driven to become a web developer, then you can be able to identify the languages that you are willing to learn: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and the others. But if you are geared towards backend development, you can be able to learn backend stuff that can help you land a job in being a backend developer. This is going to help you not to try to learn every language at an instance. Learning every language does not exactly help you if you are trying to land a career as soon as possible, because first of all, you don't have enough time to be playing around with a lot of languages. In a sense of direction, it's just going to help you to stop wasting your money on all these courses. I'm sure a lot of you have bought a lot of courses on Udemy and have not completed even a half of it. Perhaps you are looking for a motivation to learn to code. Here you are. Now, coding can be very difficult, and that is a universally accepted truth. You are the only one who knows the reason why you are doing what you do, and the only advice I can give to you is to just go for it. If you are passionate enough to keep learning to code to be able to achieve your dreams, I am just here to root for you. In the course of learning to code, be mindful to be coming up with projects that you can be able to show to a recruiter about all that you have learned up to that point. And this will give your recruiter a clear sense of how far you have come and how dedicated you are to learning to code. This can pose as a good trait for recruiters who are looking for absolute beginners and are willing to train them. So this has been me, and this is my guide to learning to code. Find a system, find a schedule, find a language, and then just go for it.